Hello and welcome to Milestone Museum. With me today is
Jocelyn.
my sister. All right. Starting off in 2016, we have the movie Kung Fu Panda 3 celebrating its 10-year anniversary. It was a massive family hit that famously reunited Po with his biological father and introduced the secret panda village. You ever watch this one?
Kung Fu Panda 3? I don't think so. I know I've for sure watched the first one and the most recent one that came out, but his dad is funny.
You should watch the second one. That's actually probably the best one. Very serious, but all those movies are great.
The last one was really good too. I watched that one in the movie theater.
hmm Moving on, we have The Finest Hours, this Disney sea rescue thriller starring Chris Pine and Casey Affleck, also hit theaters on January 29th, 2016. It is remembered as a decade later for its incredible practical effects and intense true story stakes. You know, it's crazy. I remember the trailer for this. I never caught it though, but it looked intense.
I have no idea what that movie is, but the fact that it's intense true story stakes? What does that mean? Is it based on true
It's
stories?
based off a true story, yeah.
Oh no, that sounds good. I might have to watch it. It's probably on Disney Plus.
hmm
The Finest Hours.
Here we are. We have 50 Shades of Black. Marlon Wayne's parody of 50 Shades franchise has released on January 29th, 2016.
I've never
Yes.
seen the trailer of that.
I saw a trailer and Marlon Wayne's is something else. I love him though. I can't wait for his new Scream movie coming out with the cast. It's gonna be great. And next up, we got Jane Got a Gun. This Western starring Natalie Portman saw a wide release 10 years ago this week after famously troubled production. Man, it seems like a lot of modern Western movies have a lot of production issues like that one.
Trouble production. What kind?
I'm not too sure, but
Come on, no, that's supposed to be on the notes.
I was, I, I don't know, but you know which one comes to mind of which one was troubled? That one with,
The Wizard of Oz.
that one was a troubled production?
Oh yeah. Well, like
Oh,
they all got half the cast died after.
oh, you're talking about the original Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was thinking Wicked.
No.
Oh, no, the Western one I was thinking of was that one where the guy accidentally shot the cinematographer.
I think I've heard something about that.
Yeah, I don't think that movie ever came out, but sad. Moving on to television, 2016, we have Grease Live. January 31st, 2016, Fox aired a live musical event starring Juliana Hough and Vanessa Hudgens. It was a major critical success. It turns 10 years as one of the best produced live TV musicals of the era.
Hmm.
I do like some of Vanessa Hudgens.
So it like only came out one time. It was just one live musical.
Probably, yeah. Next,
Not a fan of musicals, but I do remember her um, doing that.
I do like Grease. I love Grease. One of my favorite musicals. Probably my favorite musical of all time. Moving on, we got The People versus O.J. Simpson. This week in 2016 was an absolute peak of the marketing blitz for the American Crime Story, which premiered on February 2nd. It would go on to sweep the Emmys and redefine true crime genre. You think OJ did it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But I remember watching that. That was actually a really good series. I was pretty into it when it came out.
mm,
I really liked that one.
I miss it. I wish I watched this next one
You've
called.
never watched it?
Mm-mm.
That's a good one.
This next one we have Madoff, the ABC miniseries starring Richard Dreyfuss as Bernie Madoff, premiered February 3rd, 2016, marking a decade since the high-profile dramatization of the financial scandal. I don't know what Madoff is or who he is, but
Me either.
I do know Richard Dreyfuss. I do like him.
Who's that?
You ever seen Jaws?
Which guy in Jaws?
He was a guy with the glasses. Hooper.
Like the heavyset guy?
Oh, I mean, it wasn't him, set, but I mean, he was the.
Did he have
Yeah,
a beard?
he had a beard. Yeah. Sorry, Richard Dreyfuss. Don't mind her. Next up, music, we have Rihanna's Anti. After a surprise leak and a free download copy via Samsung, Anti was officially released January 28th. It turns 10 as Rihanna's most critical acclaimed work, featuring the works of Work, Needed Me, and Love on the Brain. Jocelyn.
Yes, I played that album on repeat. That is one of the only concerts I regret not going to because it was amazing. She was amazing.
Yeah, I'll never forget her Love on the Brain performance. I think it was the VMAs.
No, it was
No,
the uh American or no, the Billboard Awards where
Billboard.
she's wearing green.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was amazing.
That's pretty iconic.
Next up, we got Charlie Puth releasing his album 9-Track Mind with songs like One Call Away and We Don't Talk Anymore, featuring Selena Gomez. I never listened to Charlie Puth, so I gotta be honest. Next up, we got Sia. Yeah. Sia, yeah. The album This Is Acting with her smash number hit Cheap Thrills. You see it, girl?
Yeah, girl. I like her. I thought it was pretty cool how she, like the way she hid her face and didn't want to be famous, basically.
Yeah.
No, she could sing pretty.
And lastly, we got Love Yourself. Justin Bieber turning 10 years old today, officially ending the Sorry era and starting Bieber's acoustic pop dominance. For video games, we have Bombshell on January 29th. This isometric action game was a normal PC release 10 years ago. As far as history, we have the 2016 Iowa Caucus, which began the political shift that would define the next decade. Yeah, we're still seeing it. Oh, and we also had the Super Bowl 50 hype. The world was in a frenzy 10 years ago this week as the Denver Broncos and Carolina Panthers arrived in San Francisco for the milestone 50th anniversary Super Bowl. Wow, that's pretty interesting. 10 years ago, Super Bowl in San Francisco. Next week.
And we're not there.
Yeah, maybe next year. But yeah, Super Bowl fever. Pretty interesting. I'm trying to think of who did the halftime show that year. Probably was like Beyonce.
She'll look it up. Where's our techie guy? Can you look that up?
It's not here. Moving on to 2006, we have the movie Something New, the romantics drama starring Sonia Lathan and Simon Baker, premiered January 3rd. Also, we have When a Stranger Calls. This horror remake was released January 3rd, terrifying audiences exactly 20 years ago.
I remember when my cousins were watching it and I was scared.
No way, who was watching it?
It was at Rouse house.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I skipped that one. Moving on to music, we have Jamie Foxx.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx's album Unpredictable, released 20 years ago, was number one album in America, solidifying his rare status as both an Oscar winner and a chart-topping R&B star.
I didn't know he got an Oscar for that. Or no, an Oscar is not music. Yeah, no, I remember that song. Isn't that the album that has Blame It on the Alcohol? I'm assuming.
Actually, no, I think it was released later.
No.
I'm pretty sure. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If anybody in the
20
comments
years ago,
knows,
2006?
yeah, I think
it was later.
okay.
Because Be With You sounds about the same time.
Oh, okay. We'll jump a little ahead. Here we go. Mary J. Blige, Be Without You. This track was the number one R&B song in the country this week in 2006, on its way to becoming one of the most successful R&B singles of all time.
And I can't stand it.
What? Why?
Not my favorite Mary song.
What is?
Be Happy.
Be Happy. You know what? I think it was the same album for that one.
No, it wasn't.
I
Be
think
Happy
so.
is her first album.
And this one wasn't on there?
Mary J. Blige did not come out in 2006.
Okay.
Okay.
Next song we have Check on It with Beyonce and Slim Thug. This song was #1 song 20 years ago and served as an anthem for early 2006.
Mm-hmm. That was for the movie Pink Panther.
Oh, it was?
Yep. Go back and watch the video. I remember she did that song. Yeah. Pink Panther.
The only thing I know about that movie was I think Steve Martin was in it.
Those are the only two things I know about that movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's quite the actress back in the
No,
early 2000s.
no. I don't think she played in the movie.
Oh, she didn't?
No, that song was like, I don't know if it was on the soundtrack or, but yeah.
I like that they used to do that though. They don't do that anymore, like songs for movies specifically. Actually, they do still kind of, because 9 Inch Nails just did one for Tron. And that was good. Video games, we have Greg Hastings Tournament Paintball Maxed. This cult classic sports title arrived on the Game Boy Advance, January 31st, 2006. Wow, I didn't think people were still playing Game Boy Advance in 2006, but I guess so. Also, we have the video game Curious George. The video game tie-in with the animated film was released January 1st, 2006. Curious George, he was cool.
I watched Curious George on PBS well into past like the toddler, I guess. I don't know.
It wasn't my cup of tea. I was more Bear in the Big Blue House.
I'm talking about older than that though. I was watching Curious George when I was probably too old for it. I loved that show.
If I had to choose a PBS show, it would have been Clifford, the Big Red Dog.
Clifford good. Between the Lines.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Moving on to 1996. We had the show The Louie Show, which was a sitcom on CBS. Remember When, an AMC original series. And one of our grandma's favorites, World's Funniest Videos, premiered January 1st on ABC. This show was a primetime staple during the era before YouTube, when home video bloopers were a national pastime.
Love that show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still funny. You put on any episode, any season, and
I like its spin-off child ridiculousness. That show would be on 24/7. The house. Here we are with here's another TV show, See Bear and Jamal, which was an animated TV series on Fox Kids. RIP Fox Kids. I don't think that's on anymore.
Mm-mm.
Music, we got Eazy-E's album Straight Off the Streets of Mother FN Compton, released posthumously on January 30th, 1996. This album turns 30. It served as a final testament to the NWA legend and remains a fundamental West Coast rap record. Ooh, you're a big Eazy-E fan? What about NWA?
Back before YouTube had ads.
Oh.
I would watch his videos. Yes, I like Eazy-E.
He was a character. R.I.P. Here we are with another album. We have Ministry with their album Filth Pig, and industrial metal pioneers moving toward a slower, sludge-heavy sound. And Tortoise, Millions Now Leaving Will Never Die, a legendary post-rock released on January 30th, 1996. Video games, we have Guardian Heroes on the Sega Saturn. Oh, I know. I don't think I've ever heard of the Sega Saturn.
Me either.
Moving on to 1986. We have the movie Down and Out in Beverly Hills on January 31st, 1986. This classic comedy starring Bette Midler, Richard Dreyfuss, and Nick Nolte turns 40. It was a massive hit, famously becoming the first R-rated film ever released under the Walt Disney Studios. Wow. Got to put some respect on Richard Dreyfuss now, not the chubby guy, huh?
Heavyset guy.
Heavyset guy, yeah. Oh man, but yeah, Bette Miller, Nick Nolte.
Let me just see a picture.
That looks like a good one. The next movie we have is The Best of Times. This football comedy paired Robin Williams and Kurt Russell turns 40 years old or its portrayal of small town sports obsession. You know, speaking as somebody from a small town, sports can get pretty intense, especially with the parents. You should look forward to that when Mia starts. Young Blood. This hockey drama starring Rob Lowe and a young Keanu Reeves also hit the theaters January 31st. A landmark of the 80s Brat Pack era in sports cinema. Yeah, I didn't know the Brat Pack did a lot of sports movies, mostly just romance and teen drama.
I didn't know Keanu Reeves did anything in the 80s.
Yeah, he must have been really young. Moving on, we have Power. No, not the Power with Ghost and 50 Cent. The Power is a political drama starring Richard Gere, Gene Hackman, and Denzel Washington, highlighting the growing influence of media consultants in American politics. Oh, Gene Hackman, R.I.P. I really liked him in Superman. And Denzel Washington, you know him. Moving on, we have television, 1986, President Reagan's postponed address. Reagan was originally scheduled to give his State of the Union address on January 28th. Because of the disaster, it was postponed to February 4th, meaning 40 years ago this week, the nation was waiting for the first ever postponed State of the Union in history. You know what disaster he's talking about? We talked about it last week.
I was gonna. What disaster is that?
It's the Challenger disaster.
What is that?
It was when a rocket ship that was supposed to go to space blew up, and all the kids were watching, including Dad. He gave his firsthand experience. Yeah. Moving on to music, we have Janet Jackson's album Control. Released February 4th, 1986. The album turns 40 this week. It was a career-defining moment that saw Janet break away from her family's management to become a global superstar, producing hits, What Have You
Done for Me Lately?
Yes. Have You Done For Me Lately? Yeah. Nasty, and He Doesn't Know I'm Alive. Those are all great songs. I know you heard a lot of Janet Jackson in your day at stores.
Still hear Janet Jackson.
Little did we know Dad would say she could have been our mother, as he always says, because that was his girlfriend. Moving on to video games, we have Mindwalker and the Flintstones. Oh, this week in 1986, the first major Flintstones game was hitting European home computers like the ZX Spectrum, marking 40 years of Fred Flintstone in digital form.
I wonder what they did in the game.
Well, Mom. I don't know, maybe like bowling, picking up rocks.
Who knows?
Be interesting. Here we are in 1976. First movie up, we have Next Stop, Greenwich Village. Premiering on February 4th, 1976. This Paul Mazursky comedy drama stars Lenny Baker and Shelley Winters. It turns 50 as a beloved time capsule of the 1950s New York bohemian scene. 1950s. You know, this was filmed in 1976 and takes place in 1950s. That'd be now we're in 2026 and a movie would be taking place in the 2000s. Like, when did that feel?
2006.
When did that feel so weird?
Like, that's nostalgic.
Yeah. Doesn't seem that far long ago, but it seems like a long time back then.
I guess.
Television, we have live from Lincoln Center, January 30th. This legendary PBS series made its debut with a performance by the New York Philharmonic 50 years later. It remains the golden standard for broadcasting the performing arts. Also on television, we have The Practice from NBC's. The medical sitcom starring Danny Thomas premiered on January 30th, 1976. While it was more famous legal drama of the same name, it marks the 50 years since Thomas's final major series effort. Music, we have 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. 50 years ago this week, this clever anthem was climbing to the #1 charts. It remains Simon's biggest hit. Interesting. All right. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, released on early February 1976. This was the first Genesis album featuring Phil Collins on lead vocals following Peter Gabriel's departure. It turns 50 as a pivotal moment in progressive rock history. But that was the best decision they probably ever made, choosing Phil Collins.
50 years ago is crazy.
Yeah. I heard he's
Sick.
yeah, he needs 24-hour nursing, but I hope he gets better. Moving on, we have the single Love to Love You Baby
Oh my
by
god.
Donna Summer. This disco epic was the #2 song in the country 50 years ago this week, signaling the moment disco officially conquered the mainstream pop charts.
Love Donna Summer.
Is that one of your favorite songs from her? Love to love you, baby.
I mean, it gets kind of freaky in there if you listen to Will Things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a good one. Next up, we have on Games 1976, Death Race. We also have the game Breakout on Atari. While released slightly later in the year, 50 years ago this week, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak were reported putting the finishing touches on the hardware design for the arcade game. I didn't realize Steve Jobs started in gaming. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Go Steve. Although I'm not an Apple guy.
I don't know. I have both now.
You slowly turn back to Apple.
No, I'm not giving up my Google Pixel.
Oh, okay. Also, 1976, we have the U.S. bicentennial push. 50 years ago this week, the U.S. was in a state of bicentennial fever. Every TV show and product was geared toward the 200th anniversary of the country, a cultural peak for 1976. And that's got to be pretty cool. 200 years, everybody's celebrating. I mean, we're celebrating 250, but like, just waiting another 50 years. This would be the 300th.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh. And next up, we have the Winter Olympics. The world was preparing for the 1976 Winter Olympics in Eisberg, Austria, which officially began February 4th. The 50th anniversary celebrates the first Olympics ever to use artificial snow technology on a larger scale.
Isn't the Winter Olympics going to start happening right now?
I didn't know they ever used
I didn't know.
artificial snow, especially 50 years ago. What is that made out of? Plastic, like styrofoam?
It's probably fluffy.
Yeah, might be actually really nice.
I don't know. Fake snow.
If any of our snow fanatics in the comments know about fake snow, let us know if it's better than real snow for snowboarding. Moving on to birthdays, in 1976, we got Isla Fisher, who starred in The Wedding Crashers and Now You See Me actress. You know her? You may know her from Scooby-Doo. She was Shaggy's girlfriend in the first Scooby-Doo. When she was all stretching her face. Yeah.
Oh, I can only remember that part now.
We also got Tim Heidecker, the comedian and co-host of Tom and Eric Awesome Show. Great job celebrating his 50th. We also have Cameron, the influential Dipset rapper and Harlem legend, and Lori Beth Denver, the All of That and Figure It Out star, celebrates her 50th birthday this week. You know her? She was in All of That. She was the bigger girl. She was really funny.
Heavy set?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm heavy set too, but yeah, no, she's very memorable.
I think I know what
She's
she's
fun. Yeah. Here we are in 1966 movies. We have The Rare Breed, which stars James Stewart and Maureen O'Hara, and turned 60 years old. It is remembered for its unique plot centered on the introduction of Hereford's cattle at the American West.
Mm.
I
Western movie? This Western.
Yeah. I had to Google to make sure Maureen O'Hara wasn't related to Catherine O'Hara, R.I.P. Queen, but you know Catherine O'Hara.
Are they related?
No, they aren't. But you don't know Catherine O'Hara?
Who's that? I'm bad with names. I'm like Aaron. You're pretty.
You seen Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
You seen Home Alone?
Oh, the one who just passed away.
Yes. R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara. And also R.P. Demond. Oh, what's his name?
Demand. Who else passed away?
Yeah, you've seen it. He played with Red Fox
Oh, yes.
and Demond Wilson. That was his name.
From
Sanford and Son.
yeah.
Da, 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 da.
I did see he passed away. Was it? It was like the next day, huh?
No, it was actually the same day. They just reported it the next day.
Oh.
We also have in 1966, Moment to Moment, starring Jane Seberg. This thriller romance was the first wide release 60 years ago.
Mhm.
And television, we have The Ratcatchers. This gritty British spy drama premiered February 2nd, 1966. It turned 60 as a prime example of 1960s Le Carré style of realistic espionage television.
What's espionage television?
Espionage is like spy, like they're really into spies in the 60s. Like
Austin Powers?
Yeah, I guess it takes place in the or like his
Yeah.
character is 60-ish. Oh, it does take place in the 60s. Yeah. Well, I was confused
He's a
because
spy.
yeah, and they also had like Charlie's Angels, I think was the 60s, or that might have been 1970s, but James
Well,
Bond.
the original. Oh, you said 70s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Spies. That's the name of it. Espionage.
Espionage. That's like the category again.
Never heard that before.
Next up, we have The Mystery and Imagination. This legendary British anthology series was adapted classic gothic horror stories. Ooh, I wonder if we could thank them for American Horror Story. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. And we have ABC Scope. On February 5th, 1966, the news program shifted its focus from exclusive cover of the Vietnam War, a pivotal 60s milestone in the history of televised journalism. As far as music, we got Tony Bennett.
Recipes.
The movie song album, released January 31st, 1966. This album turned 60. It features Bennett's signature versions of cinematic classics like The Shadow of Your Smile and Maybe September. Every time I think of Tony Bennett, I think of Lady Gaga.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah. She loved Tony Bennett. Did you see Lady Gaga last night at the Grammys?
I seen pictures. I didn't watch the Grammys, but I did see her. She looked good.
Yeah.
So did Bad Bunny.
Oh, we'll talk about him later. Next up for games in 1966, it was Ralph Baer's early concepts. He's the father of the video games. Interesting. He began his first formal investigations into how to play games on a standard television set, leading directly to the creation of the Brown Box and Magnavox Odyssey. For culture in 1966, we had the first soft moon landing.
I ain't even gonna get started on that, but go on.
Boy. In February 1966, the Soviet Union's Luna 9 became the first spacecraft to achieve a soft landing on the moon. 60 years ago this week, The world saw the first ever close-up photos of the lunar surface. What, you don't believe the Soviets did 6 years ago?
We never landed on the moon.
Oh, controversy.
I mean, they haven't been back since.
I think they've gone farther. Have they gone to Mars?
Why haven't they gone back?
Mm. Maybe there's something on the moon that scared him. Well, I don't know.
We don't even, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. Here we are for another pop culture. The last Mr. Ed, the final episode of the legendary talking horse sitcom, aired on February 6th, 1966, making 60 years since the end of one of the most surreal eras of 1960s television. I don't know any talking horses, but I do know a talking mule. Francis.
Who's that?
Francis the talking mule. Grandma Connie had him on like VHS and stuff.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna have to dig those out and watch them. I think Mia would love them. As far as music, moving into 1956, we have Heartbreak Hotel, RCA release Elvis's first single for the label. It would go on to be his #1 gold record, forever changing the trajectory of rock and roll. Also, we have Elvis's and Buddy Holly's first time on television. Right on. Here we are, sports, 1956. We have the first Winter Olympics ever televised to a multinational audience. It was dominated by the Soviet Union. And birthdays, we have Susan Lance Kelly, voice of Wanda in Fairly Odd Parents,
what?
Maleficent, and Lady Tremaine. Who was that? I think that's probably this evil stepmother, I think, from Cinderella.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure. And Louis Perez, legendary rock and roll of Los Lobos, and Anne Dowd, Emmy-winning actress for The Handmaid's Tale and Hereditary. I still haven't seen Hereditary, and I'm not a big fan of psychological horror, so I'll probably pass. I tried watching it, but it wasn't for me. Also, in 1956, we have the Federal Aid Highway Act. February 1st, 1956, President Eisenhower signed the act that created the American Interstate Highway System, an anniversary that fundamentally changed American travel, car culture, and the road movie genre. Wow. Thank you, Eisenhower. We got some.
We got CHP.
Oh, yeah, CHP. Well, I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah, for each individual state is highway patrol, right?
Well, yeah, well, CHP is just California.
I know that. Well, we're in California. That's what I'm saying.
Oregon will probably have OHP, Oregon Highway Patrol.
I know.
They don't sound as good as
CHP.
CHP do. No. We had a whole show called Chips about them.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to 1946, we have Elizabeth Landon, beloved British actress known to generations as Sarah Jane Smith in Doctor Who. Did you watch Doctor Who?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, British television. I'll give it a shot one day. Also, we have for musicals, Terror by Night, the penultimate Sherlock Holmes film starring Basil Rathbone, which saw Holmes protecting a famous diamond of a speeding train, on a speeding train. What?
Because you said of.
Oh,
I'm not into musicals.
well, this one isn't a musical. This one's a part of noir, actually.
I've never watched a noir movie, I don't think.
It always seems so cool. 1920s Detective Mall is sitting, waiting for a guest. She knocks at the door. Oh, baby. For music, we have Jazz Milestones. Oh, Jazz Milestone, no Milestone Museum. What a coincidence. Freddie Martin Symphony. was also top of the charts, marking a 1946 trend of sweet bands providing comfort to the post-war public. Yeah, probably needed some jazz back then. We also have in 1946, the CIA precursor on January 29th, 1946, Central Intelligence Group, the direct predecessor to the CIA, was established by President Truman. Ooh,
Mhm.
that'd be pretty cool. I didn't, I, you
That'd be
know,
a good movie,
I thought it was a lot older than that.
right?
Than 1946. I thought CIA would have been actually,
I mean, what else when they were supposed to start? When that's
yeah.
what they. Yeah.
Uh,
What war was that? What post war are they talking about?
Post-war 1946.
Mm,
World War II.
okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to be sure.
The First World War was only like 4 years, but 1914, 1918. Don't quote me on that. All right, here we are in 1936. All right, 90 years ago, we have the 1936 sound. The airwaves were dominated by Joe Venuti, the father of jazz and violin, and his orchestra, whose track Stop, Look, and Listen was a pioneer of early charts. Also, we have from films Next Time We Love, starring James Stewart and Margaret Sullivan. This was one of Stewart's first leading roles 90 years ago before he became an eternal icon. And finally, 1926, celebrating 100 years, we have the movie The Black Pirate. Douglas Fairbanks was filming this masterpiece, which was one of the first major features to use Technicolor, turning 100 years in 1926. As far as jazz, we have Always by Irving Berlin, Sleeping Time Gal by Dan Burney and his orchestra, and Someone to Watch Over Me by George and Ira Gershwin. Oh, and we have a few society changes. We have Aaron Rand arrives. Alice O'Connell, aka Aaron Rand, arrived in the U.S. from Soviet Union, a move that would eventually alter American philosophy and literature.
Oh,
In
it's been
1926,
100 years.
Henry Ford was finalizing his announcement for the 40-hour work week, a radical change that created the modern weekend.
Very
We,
radical.
we still celebrate 100 years later. Wow. You don't like the weekend or what?
What do you mean? I thought he created the 40-hour work week.
Well, yeah, before that, they didn't have weekends.
They just work 24/7?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So thank Henry Ford
Thanks for the 2 days.
for the
I'm on
weekend.
day 1 right now. Tomorrow's day 2.
No more 9 to 5. It's the weekend. Make us lose our mind every weekend. Sorry, I like SZA. Moving on to releases today, you can catch The Iron Lung in theaters, a long-anticipated horror film. Sand Help, a new survival thriller directed by Sam Raimi. You know who that is, right?
No. Are we back in the present time right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sam Raimi. He did movies like Spider-Man back in the 2000s, and he did a lot of 80s horror.
So these movies are coming out this month?
Yeah, they've already been released. Yeah, January 30th, and you also have Shelter, a post-apocalyptic thriller that debuted on streaming.
Oh, I might have to look at that one too. That one, and then we were talking about that Disney movie. What was the name of it?
I'll go back to it. And here we are for television. We have Wonder Man, a Marvel Studios TV series on Disney Plus. I just watched episode 4 today. It's been interesting. It's a little slow, but it's a backstory TV show.
And backstory to who?
Wonder Man. He's a superhero.
Oh, like Wonder Woman?
A little different. We also have History's Deadliest with Ving Rhames, a new documentary series on the History Channel. Vanished on releasing February 1st, a new crime series premiere on MGM Plus. Rise of the 49ers, a sports docu-series premiere on AMC.
Let's go.
Say it.
What?
Bang,
Oh.
bang, man, a dang. We also have Memory of a Killer, Fox's new scripted thriller. made its debut with Patrick Dempsey, ooh, aka Dr. McDreamy on Grey's Anatomy. That's for you, Alyssa. And music, we have Mayhem releasing their album Liturgy of Death, and Lana Del Rey, Lasso. While fans were on a high alert for a surprise drop, new tracks, or updated regards, she shifted her release schedule where a major topic of the week. Lana Del Rey fan?
Yeah, I used to be out on Instagram.
Mm. Video games, we got Code Vein 2, High Guard, Dispatch, and Core Keeper. Dispatch and Core Keeper are releasing on the Switch too. I just started playing Core Keeper on the PS5. It's actually pretty fun. And lastly, we have birthdays. Hairstyles is turning 32 years old. Go Hairstyles. I just saw him last night at the Grammys, and he was pretty
Oh,
cool.
really? You were there? You met him?
No, I saw him.
You met him. She's.
I wish. No, the Grammys was cool, yeah, and there was Bad Bunny. He won Album of the Year. Good for him.
Looking good.
Mhm.
Nice too. Yeah.
Mhm. You think he won to help hype up the Super Bowl,
No.
or he's just that good? That's why.
No, I don't think it had anything to do with the Super Bowl. I think because the album was so good, that's part of why they chose him to perform.
Mhm. Well, we look forward to seeing him this week, the Super Bowl 60. And that's it for our show. Thank you, Jocelyn, for being here. And
You're
listeners.
welcome.
All right. Well, if you like the show, please like and subscribe. If you want to be
I guess
a guest on the show, please come on by. All right. Well, thank you and good night.